going on? What's going on? What's going on? Family. Hey, what's going on, family? Come on in here, family. Thank you for chilling with Teddy Ray live on Facebook as well as live on 105, the Block FM. Come on in here, family. I got a good one tonight. I got a real good one tonight here. As you can see, Teddy Ray is on the move. But again, like I always tell the family members, I refuse to cancel any shows. I refuse to cancel any shows. But I got a good one tonight here. I see my family members keep coming on in here. I see Raquel. I see Lori Houston coming on in here. Thanks for coming on in here and showing your love and support. Got a good one here. Has a busy schedule today. So I'm not in the studio right now. But again, I refuse to cancel any shows. Got a real good one tonight here, man. This is about a topic that we tend to shy away from, man, but it's a serious issue, man. It's a serious issue, and I'm so glad that I have my guest on tonight to come on in and bless us tonight in regards to her journey, her mission, her dedication. I can't wait for all that to be exposed tonight here. But I got a good one tonight here. Wait a minute, I see my family members keep coming on in here. Floros, thanks for coming on in here and showing your love and support. Pam, I see you coming on here showing your love and support. As you see, Teddy Ray is on the move. But again, I refuse to cancel any shows here. But again, thanks for tuning in to Chill with Teddy Ray, live on Facebook as well as live on the Block 105 FM. Can't thank you guys enough, man. Can't thank you guys enough. Wait a minute now. I see my mother-in-law in here on. I see my mother. We on our way home. The queen is driving right now. So, she allowed me to go ahead and get Teddy Ray on the move right now. Communities of Actions. I see you on here showing your love and support. I keep talking to the family members until I see my guests here on here. Let's see here. But I got a real good topic tonight, man. I'm transitioning. I usually freestyle, but now I'm just going to go ahead and start coming up with topics that'll bless the family members as well as myself, man. And tonight topics, we diving into mental health, man. And I feel that mental health is an issue and a topic that we tend to shy away from. Everybody feels like they're okay until they're not okay, if that makes sense. Everybody feels like they're okay until they're not okay. So I got a good one tonight here. I'm ready to dive in to this mental health subject and topic because, man, we just need to talk about it, man. We need to talk about it. Let's see here. Who else we have here? Netter, I see you coming on in here showing your love and support. Thanks for coming on in here. Wait a minute now. The family members keep coming on in here. I'm just waiting on the guest to let me know when she's ready, and I'll go ahead and bring her on and introduce her to the family member so she can bless us tonight here. Let's see here. I see my queen here on. She on the side of me right now anyway, so she on anyway. But I do see my queen here on. Yeah, absolutely, Pam. It's real, but it's we're afraid to talk about it. We're afraid to talk about it, but tonight, we're going to talk about it. I've had my share of mental health challenges. According to my wife, I still have shares of mental health challenges. But in all seriousness, we always need to basically just check in, man. Check in on ourselves, check in on our loved ones. Just make sure everybody is all right, man. And I'm so excited about this topic tonight, man, because, again, this is a topic that we run away from, man. Everybody feels like they okay until you're not okay. So I'm ready to dive into this here. I see the family members keep coming on in here. Miss Dorothy Garrett, thanks for coming on in, showing your love and support. As you see, Teddy Ray is on the move. And again, I refuse to cancel any shows. So I'm just talking to the family members for a minute here. To my guest, let me know that she's ready. Appreciate you, Mom. Mom said traveling grace, but she's focused on the road, so she can't really talk right now. But mental health, man. Let's talk about it tonight. Mental health. Oh my goodness, mental health. I mean, where do we start, man? Where do we start with this mental health? Mental health, man. Mental health is serious. It's serious. It's serious. It can make or break you. It can make or break you. And we're going to figure this thing out together, man. We're going to figure this thing out together because something needs to change. Something needs to change. If you see the red flags, you need to address the red flags. Don't wait till the red flags blow up. You need to address those red flags. If you're seeing the warning signs, you need to address the warning signs. That goes with kids as well. You know, it doesn't just, mental health is not an adult issue. It's kids involved in mental health as well. So, you know, it's a check-in on everybody, man. This is just a check-in on everybody to make sure that everybody's mindset is okay. Is okay. Miss Raquel Edwards, I see you coming on in here showing your love and support. Wait a minute now, I see the Savages on. The Savages is on, babe. They in here chilling with Teddy Ray. They are in here chilling with Teddy Ray here. Wait a minute now. Let's see here. Who else we got on here? Let me see here. Let's see here. Uh-oh. Shaquila Bullard. Hey, happy belated birthday to you. I pray that you had an amazing birthday, and I pray that you have more birthdays as you go along in this life, man. But happy belated birthday, and happy belated birthday to all, if I didn't say it, happy belated birthday to all the Februarys, man. All the February birthdays, happy belated to you guys. You know, don't take those birthdays for granted, man. One day you're here, one day you're gone. Don't take those birthdays for granted. Live every day like it's your last, man. I say it all the time. Live every day like it's your last. I'm not trying to scare nobody, but it's just the truth. It's just the truth. Live every day like it's your last. But let me see here. Someone said here. Let's see. I'm trying to see what she's saying here. Oh, wow. Yeah. See, that's what I'm talking about, Miss Dorothy Garrett. She said she just had a 9-year-old cousin who attempted suicide recently. You got to check in, man. You got to check in. Just because the kids ain't saying nothing, man, you got to make sure you tap into them, man. You know, you just don't know what's going on. You know, school ain't like it used to be when we were growing up with the bullying and, you know, everybody just making the kid feel like an outcast and everything. A lot of, you know, I was talking to my daughter a couple of days ago, man, and she was saying that school, you know, school is a lot, you know, not just with the work and with the communication with one another, or trying to even develop friendships. You know, friendships is hard nowadays in schools, because I'm starting to see that there's more cliques than friendships in high schools, man. My daughter says that, my son says that, but, you know, and then if you're not in a clique, then they look at you as strange, they look at you as an outcast, and then that's where the thoughts come in like you don't belong, man. That's where the thoughts come like you don't belong here. Wait a minute now, I was waiting on my guest here, but she's like 10 minutes late right now, so I guess I could talk about it myself, you know. But bullying, man, bullying is something that we need to talk about here, man. Bullying is something that we need to talk about, something that we need to address. It's tough, man. It's tough. I mean, I'm pretty sure, you know, I'm an adult now, but, you know, I've witnessed some bullying, not towards me, but I've seen it in schools, you know, as I grew up in elementary, junior highs, and as well as high school. I believe the bullying probably stops in probably college, because, you know, everybody's in their own place, in their own space at that point. But bullying is something that needs to be addressed as well, man. It's time for the parents to, just check in on your kids, man. Check in on your kids. Make sure that your kids is in the safe space, safe place mentally, just so we, because let me see here, what's going on here. School situation. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. The bullying at school situation, but we all can't put it on the parents as well. We have to put it on the school too. The school's supposed to be protecting our, when the parents drop off their kids off on the school grounds, at that point, that's where the school is responsible for making sure that our kids is in a safe place, man. So yeah, let's talk about that. Mr. Ruben Young, thank you for coming on in here. We were just talking about mental health, man. Mental health is a serious situation, a serious topic. I've been looking at the news lately, and I've been seeing that, a lot of, athletes, Biggie Small said it best, man. More money, more problems, man. He said it best. More money, more problems. Just because you have a lot of money don't mean that your mental stage is clear, or that you're in peace. Mr. Netta Duffy Williams, thank you for coming on in here and showing your love and support. We're just talking about it, just checking in on the mental health here, about the mental health issues here. Make sure our kids aren't the ones who are doing the bullying. Absolutely. Because 9 times out of 10, the bullies have been bullied before. So that's how they became bullies. So now they like to prey on the weak. They prey on the weak. They prey on the ones that are sitting at the table by themselves or walking home by themselves. They prey on those. And that's where, like I tell my kids as well, check your surroundings, as well as, don't try to be friends with everybody. It's okay to not have friends, if that's going to protect your peace. Not having friends is not making you a loner. That just have boundaries to what kind of friendships that you want. And that goes with adults too. It could be adult bullying as well. I've seen it happen. It is a vicious cycle, man. It is a vicious cycle. And I pray to God that that cycle can be broken. But it's going to take more than just Teddy Ray. It's going to take more than just the family members. It's going to take the whole village, man, for this to be a situation that doesn't exist anymore, which I'm hoping that it doesn't exist anymore. I'm sorry, what happened, sweetheart? But yeah, we talking about mental health tonight here. Mental health. I'm not quite sure if you guys have experienced bullying before, and I know it's a tough situation. It can change a person's lifestyle. It can make you be overprotective as far as what kind of friends you want in life. Okay, wait a minute now. I see my guest here now. Let's see if I can bring her on here. I just sent you a request here, guest. Are you
Hey
on?
there. Good evening. Yeah, I'm here.
What's going on? What's going on, family?
I
How you
saw you.
doing tonight?
I am good, good, good. I saw you jumping on tonight. I was like, is
First of
it
all,
tonight or tomorrow?
it's tonight.
Oh my goodness.
You
Okay.
fine,
Okay.
you fine. First of all, I built this platform to give people their flowers and let them know that they inspire me in so many ways here. If you don't mind, I would just love to give you an introduction because I love what you do here. Family, my guest tonight is from Houston, Texas. She is known as the unapologetic therapist,
Yes.
also known for Color Me Sigma Free, Why He Can't LLC. She believes that therapy is an escape place. She also believes that mental health is just not a moment. She is determined to break the stigma about mental health. Family, I introduce to you tonight, Miss Martica Sherman. How you doing tonight?
Hey, family. Thank you for joining in and tuning in. Look, I don't know how I end up putting everybody on for tomorrow. I saw March 1st. So I'm
Yeah.
like, wait a minute, but it's okay. It's okay. I saw you was on here. I said, let me jump on here. I don't know what's going on, but hey, family, let's talk about mental health and mental health awareness. I am all for it, and I will be unapologetic when I do it.
Well, first of all, how you been? Let's go ahead and dive into that. How's your day been? And first of all, I'm excited about having you tonight. I had watched your interview on one of my good friends, Miss Consuela Nicole's interview, and I said,
Okay.
you know what, I need to have her because I believe that mental health has been swept up under the rug.
Ah,
And
can you say that one more time for those in the vestibule area? One
I
more
said,
time.
I believe mental health has been swept up under the rug for too long, and I feel that now is the time for us to speak up. Silence is not winning.
See, that's the
So I
thing.
want,
Silence has never won,
yeah, yeah,
but we've allowed it to feel like it has.
right,
One, as long as we keep quiet, as long as we don't speak up for our own mental health wellness, it's going to continue to look like it's silent. But like my one of my mantra is, we roar. We're roaring out. We're stepping out. We're breaking the stigma. We're talking about it, especially for the Black and Brown community.
yeah, yeah. I had a question for you. How did you get into this field? Was this a personal thing that attachment that made you come into it? Did you have to experience therapy as well? And then you said, you know what, I want to jump into that field.
Okay.
Was that what happened, that you experienced something, and I guess you have to go through therapy yourself with some situation, and is that the reason why you jumped into the field, or did you just say, you know what, this field needs me? I've experienced some things that would touch the people that I'm touching.
So let me give the audience some background. So at the tender age of 14, which I'm noticing this is happening, especially in the Black and Brown community, at the
Yeah.
tender age of 14 was my first suicidal attempt.
Mm,
And in that, I decided that I wanted to be a therapist or a psychiatrist, but my main patients were going to be my parents. So with that, I knew that this is what I was gonna do. I know that this is what I love doing. I eat it, breathe it, sleep it. I'm talking about it constantly, whether
yeah.
anybody's listening or not. But then
Yeah.
also seeking services, I was institutionalized at that time. And I'm thankful for the psychologist that I had, or psychiatrist that I had. She said, you are ain't nothing wrong with you. There is nothing wrong. I have not been on any type of medication, because I had to learn how to cope, even when things didn't look like it was going right for me. I had to learn how to cope. And then my second attempt was after my divorce. I
Mm,
got divorced in 2011. I actually left my then spouse in 2009, but I was at the brink of, I had done lost everything. To tell the story, me and my youngest daughter was homeless. We lived in my truck. We lived with people that would allow us to come and take a shower. But here's the thing: although I was homeless, I had people following me, going with me and my kids wherever we were, to be up under me. I'm talking about single moms and stuff, and I was still helping them get into housing and stuff like that, but I couldn't get into it, but I was helping them get a place with their kids and whatnot. So I have no shame about being homeless. for a year or so. And it wasn't just one time. I was homeless a couple of times, but now I'm at a state where I can say, thank God that I learned, not to allow situations and circumstances derail me or take me on a different path.
You know, I asked that question because um, I don't. A lot of people that go to therapists, they feel that you know the therapist can't tell them nothing that they haven't been through it themselves. So that's why I asked the question about how did you get into that field or whatnot. What is the most rewarding thing that you have experienced being a therapist?
Being relatable
Mm,
to my clients
yeah.
and being relatable to the individuals that seek my service. And as soon as they look for me, the first thing I ask them, have you read my bio? And they'll
Mm,
say, yeah. I say, but are you really ready for this journey? Because I'm not gonna, there's no heaven or hell that I can put you in. This is a judgment-free zone. There's nothing on God's green earth I have not already endured besides doing a hard drug. Everything else, if I could sit down, if I could sit down and tell my whole life story, it would be, people be like, no, you don't even look like you went through something like that. I remember having a session with a client, and I says, I want you to sit down and I want you to listen to what I'm saying. And I just went in, and she was like, you know what? She said, I don't even know why I'm even, she said, I just really like coming to talk to you. I just want to talk
yeah.
to you
Yeah.
because you're not here to give me book. You're giving me actual life experience to let me know that I can too make it.
Yeah. 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 And you know what? I was saying before you came on here, because now I feel it's the time that we definitely need to start checking on our kids.
Hmm.
Um, and so um, I feel that now we would definitely need, just because they're being quiet, and you never know how, like I said, I was talking to my daughter a couple of days ago, and she was saying that school is more stressful now because you're just not dealing with school. You're dealing with different personalities. You're dealing with trying to be accepted, and those are the things that, we were talking about bullying before you came in as well. And those are the ones that they prey upon as the distance kids, the
Hmm.
kids that don't want to be, in the cliques or whatnot.
Hmm.
Um, how do you feel, about parents now, just checking in on their kids from time to time?
Well, that's mandatory. That's a mandate, especially everything starts at home.
Yeah.
Everything starts at home. So if your kid is experiencing something at school, what did you impart in that kid before they left? So here's a side bit, and also to what I do. In 2008, I was getting my oldest daughter ready to go off to college in California. She graduated in 2009, which is the same year I left my ex husband. Well, with that, I started doing college strategy, talking to kids about mental health before I was even licensed, getting them ready for college, especially if they were away from home. If they were going away from home, I would always tell them before you commit to a college or a university, go and see how it feels. Go at night, because that's what I did with my kids. We went on a road trip. We were there as if they were going to that school. We didn't go during the summertime when everybody was on summer break. We went during the time school was in because I wanted them to feel the environment, feel the vibe, find out what works for you and doesn't work for you. My two daughters, my oldest daughter went to California. She went to Cal State East Bay to play volleyball. If I tell you right now to this day, she is still in California. She found her vibe. She found her rhythm. She found her tribe there. My youngest daughter went to American International College in Massachusetts. She found her vibe. She found her rhythm. We were there. I advise any parent before your kid decides to go off to any college or university, go with them, experience that with them, ask them
Yeah.
those questions so they can feel comfortable.
Yeah. Yeah. How important do you think it is for family therapy to be in the house? Because the reason why I asked that question, do you feel that a lot of the silent suffering can be connected to what's going on in the house?
Of course, 100%. Actually, 1,000,000%. Because if you, like you said, when you listen to things, I'm talking about generational behaviors. I'm talking about generational patterns. I'm talking about behaviors that children learn from their parents that they take with them that they shouldn't. You should be able to rewrite the narrative. If your mom's abusive, you can
Mm,
rewrite that narrative and not be an abusive female. If your
yeah,
dad is abusive, you can rewrite that narrative. When I talk to my adolescents in a session, my main thing to them is, what is your identity? What do you see that you would like to change about your life when it comes to your parents? Because your parents are not the problem, really. Your parents are not the problem. Your parents
yeah.
can only give you what their parents gave them. So they're really not the problem.
No, you're absolutely right. And if we can be transparent, I feel like our culture is pretty much in a state of embarrassing
Mhm.
to say that they need help or to feel like they may need to talk to someone, so they keep it in, or they may be around, or they may have a friend village that that are judgmental. That could be an issue as well, where you don't feel comfortable addressing your feelings and your issues around people. I feel now that is the time, that we need to come together as one and help one another, because all we're doing is just breaking down generational curse. And I feel that it's time to just, uplift everyone. And shout out to you for being a blessing to the community, for being in the field that you're in, because a lot of people feel that mental health is not an issue and it's overlooked. They feel like, I love what you say about that. Talk about what you said, that therapy is just not a moment. Let's talk
No.
about that.
So therapy is not, and I was looking at, there was a comment, and I want to go on that comment before I come into this one.
Sure.
Bullying does start in the home, honestly.
Yeah, it
Bullying
does.
starts in the house that you live
Yeah,
in before it can start on the outside. Depending on the parent, they're I said this the other day. At first, I had an issue with self parenting, but I don't anymore, because as long as you set boundaries, healthy boundaries, when you do your self parenting, you can still look at your kid and they know not to do something.
yeah, yeah,
You can
yeah,
still give them that look and they be like, you know what? I ain't gonna do that. Because I know soon as mom look at me or soon as dad cut his eyes at me, I already know I'm in trouble. So it's okay. And when people say stop being your kid's friend, my girls and my boys, I've been blessed to have sons and daughters. They will call me on anything because I gave them a voice. I do not like that cliche. I cannot stand it. It really it bothers me to the utmost when I hear someone still use that verbiage. A child is to be seen and not heard.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's one of
But
the biggest bullying statements ever. When you say, shut up, you don't need to talk. You listen. You ain't got nothing to say. Well, when they grow up, where's their voice? They have no voice then, because as soon as they say something or want to say something, they're going to hear you in their ear saying, shut up. Don't nobody want to hear what you got to talk about. And that's why we have those inside house secrets. That's why we have what goes on behind closed doors stays behind closed doors. What happened at
right,
grandma house stays at grandma house. What this is and what that is. That's why we have those issues. That's why with my children, even their friends, I was like, hey, you want to talk to me about anything? You got my phone number. Let's talk about it. We're going to work through it. when we learn how to give the voice to these kids, then we won't have that issue with bullying. We won't have that issue with suicidal rates. We won't have that issue with girls going to school and and I was one of the ones, I'm gonna say it. Going to school, you wearing one thing when you go to school, and then when you get to the school, you didn't change clothes because you don't want your parents to know that you didn't change clothes because you like this little boy and you want to look cute. Yes, I know it all. But that when we as a community, and that's what we're missing now. Community is missing.
You're
Community is
absolutely right.
missing.
No, no, you're absolutely right. And then, then you have those parents that are jealous because they have their kids have a better relationship with another adult because that other adult has allowed them to have a safe space. You
Hmm.
know, that's where the bullying comes from as well, because you have the real original parents, uh, you know, disciplining them just because they have found somebody that they can pour out,
Yeah,
what's going on in their world. And I think that's very important. But you know what, though, if we can stay on this mental health topic, you also got to go back to the reason why the parents won't allow their kids to pour in or be available for their kids to pour in or pour out to them, because it starts off with the parents' mental stage.
it
The
does.
parents has issues as well.
And
So
won't admit
how
it.
can and how can they be there for their kid if they got mental issues that they need to address in the beginning?
Oh man. That's and that chill, that's why I stay on that generational behavior patterns.
Yeah.
Because the biggest thing for me was when my mom passed. That was another turning point for me. My mom and I didn't have the best relationship, but I was able to go to my mom days before she passed and tell
Yeah.
my mom, I forgive you and I love you because you could only give me what you knew. My parents were teen parents.
Yeah.
My dad was 18, my mom was 19. My mom had turned 19, so we were like 4 days apart, 4 or 5 days apart. But I was able to go to my parents, even my dad. When I wrote my book, Unconditional Love, One Woman's Journey to Spiritual Freedom, my dad read that book and he said it made him cry because he didn't know that how he taught me about a man loving a woman was so abusive. So
Mm.
that's what I thought was
Mm.
okay. I thought
You
it was
thought it,
okay for
yeah.
a
Thought it
man
was,
to do things outside of the home, to go cheat, to do all these things as long as he took care of home. And then I got wind of it and I was like, oh no. And then I my friends
right.
used to laugh at me because I was be like, who is this uncircumcised Philistine? They be like, wait a minute, hold on. What is that? I was like, no, no. These behaviors do start, and they're generational. It's generational, and it's time for it to stop because we are so far behind.
Yeah, we're definitely far behind. Let's talk about the why he can't LLC. How did you come up with that, and what's behind that? And
So that hap-
what's your journey on that?
that happened on the second time attempt for suicide
Hmm.
because that when my son was in the military. My daughter's in California. My baby girl's in college. My youngest son is on his own. So I was pretty much an empty nester. And I'm seeing things and I'm like, God, when is it going to be my turn? When am I going to see happiness? When am I going to have somebody that's going to care for me and love me and all these other things? So the book started. So when the book started, and in the book, I talk about different stages of my life, the skeletons in my closet, the blankets that I call of life that I was holding on to because I was too afraid to let them go, scared, afraid, And then one night, and I was like, I really can't anymore. And that's when the scripture came, Romans 2:11. Why he can't? God has no respect of person. He's out here blessing people. Why he can't bless you? Why he can't give you those things? Why are you sitting up here worried about somebody else's life? Because you don't know what's going on behind the scenes.
Right,
So that's when
right.
why he can't happen.
Let's talk about the you were saying the color stigma. Let's talk about that because to be honest with you, when you think of mental health, I'm gonna just be transparent. It seems like our culture is the first thing that comes to mind because we are, I guess, the culture that is, like I said earlier, is embarrassed
Mm,
of being or having mental issues. You said something that kind of triggered me a little bit just minutes ago when you were talking about your upbringing. My mother, I'm an only child, and my mother passed away in 2018, and I'm 49 now, and it took my mother to pass for me to hear my dad finally tell me that he loved me. So mentally, it bothered me. It made me feel like, in so many ways, it made me feel like my dad was kind of in somewhat trying to apologize for all the years prior, but mentally, I'm so hurt from the child upbringing that I've never heard my dad tell me his only child that he loved him until until my mom passed away. So I don't even know how to feel towards him now mentally. I feel like when I lost my mom, I said this before, when I lost my mom, I feel like I lost both my parents. So now mentally I'm trying to deal with that. Um, how would you uh how would you encourage someone that's been through something like that um to just check on your mental? Because I'm not gonna lie, even though I'm like I said, I'm in my 40s, late 40s, man, it still hurts like I'm in my teens, you know. So having you on tonight was kind of like an icebreaker to help me out mentally because even though my father is still living, I, I feel like he doesn't even exist.
mm. One thing that I want to target and I want us to understand as a culture, even as the stigma, unconditional love was something that was not taught to us. We were taught love unconditioned, doing, being, seeing, acting out, just different things had a condition to it. Now we're learning how to love people, flaws and all. So where you are with your dad and how he's saying he loves you now, he can only love you from a space that he could only understand. That's why
Yeah.
he said he loved you. He loved you from a space that it's like, wait a minute, hold on. His mom is not here. I never showed the love. I really don't even know how to love him. The word I love you has so many legs to it.
Hmm.
It's almost like a tarantula. You don't know which leg is coming at you. You just know all legs are coming. Or even like an octopus with the 8 tentacles. You don't know which tentacle is real and which one is really going to hug you, embrace you, or just squeeze you. But here's the thing that we have to get this in us in order to break the generational pattern.
Yeah.
Love them from where they are. They can't give you something they don't even know or understand how to do. He not asking you to be reborn. He not asking you to start to be his son all over again. He's just saying, hey, I love you. And that's all I can give right now.
You know what? How I was looking at your one of your on your page here. How important is it for you to have a escape space, as you put into nice words of that? How important is it for your mental to be in an escape space?
So
because it's
go ahead.
difficult, man. It's difficult.
How so? How difficult is it?
Well, you got to look at it. Life be life, and
Oh,
it's
I don't
just
like that.
difficult.
I don't
What I
like
mean,
that.
what I mean by that is you can't really. It's hard to just it's hard to discern who's your friend and who's not, man. So it's difficult, and I feel that a lot of mental challenges right now is because you have so much bundled in because you don't know who to trust with your information.
So I have to ask the question: what are you expecting from them?
I'm expecting to hear, but I'm not expecting a chatter afterwards.
See, that's the problem.
But what I mean by chatter is I'm speaking of telling my personal information to someone else. I
Well,
feel
the first problem is the expectation.
mm,
I tell anybody, take the expectation off the table. Because
mm,
when you expect people to be a certain way, they're not. People are fickle. People are flawed. You are fickle. You are flawed. So why would you expect for someone to give you something if you can't give it to yourself?
mm.
I even say that with boundaries. When I ask, do you have healthy boundaries? Yeah, I said healthy boundaries. Well, are you adhering to those healthy boundaries also? No, definite no. No, 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 no. When you create healthy boundaries, it's not just for those people, it's for you too. Why would you tell somebody don't bring you chocolate? Because you don't want chocolate, but then you're going to eat chocolate on the side. Come on now. If you don't want chocolate, don't eat chocolate, period, point blank. Don't give somebody a task if you're not going to fulfill it for your own self.
But what would you say to the people that have been hurt so many times by giving out information and it just keep getting thrown in their face and you know they've been talked about behind their back. I mean, what would you say to those people that I mean a lot I said all the time my peace protects my triggers.
Hmm.
So and the people that and because I love hard, I expect the people that I'm connected with love me the same. So, what would you say to the people that have been hurt so many times, trying to, step out of their comfort zone and share their vulnerable moments, and all they do is just get slapped in the face or been talked about, their name is scandalized all over the place. I mean, what would you say to those people? I mean, do you want them to just continue to keep keep opening up to people and the triggers, or help me out. Let's talk about it.
So what's wrong with walking in a room and observing before you talk?
But these are people that you already know, right?
Even if they're people you already know, what's wrong with walking in a room and observing before you even talk, especially if these people have already done this to you? Why would you continue to give them something? It's like you're giving them the ammunition and the approval to do exactly what you don't want them to do. I don't care. We used to always say this about my grandmother because this lady, who you told us something, everybody knew it before you walked out the door. You should know who can hold ice water on their chest and who can't.
Yeah,
By
yeah,
now, by
yeah.
now, I can see it if you're a kid. That's why I don't like that cliche. Hurt people hurt people. A hurt person can only hurt you when you allow them and give them the opportunity to do so.
I agree. I agree with that. And I'm just asking questions just to help the family members out that's watching as well, because I've witnessed it. I've witnessed people, you know, tell people things and all they do is talk about them behind their back, and then when they come back around, they're smiling at them like they're cool and whatnot. And it's just it's awful. It's an awful it's an awful feeling, man, to know that you are pouring out your soul to someone, and all they're doing is looking at it as laughing. You know, and I hate that. And like I said before, it's a blessing to have you in the field that you're in, because I'm pretty sure, without a doubt, that you have helped so many people get out of that dark space.
Oh
You know,
yeah.
because that dark space, man, is very difficult, especially when you're in that dark space and you feel like you're all alone. And that's
So
where it's,
so to also tackle that, what you was talking about, people and giving them your information, I my mind and the way I'm wired is I'll hear something and I'll resonate it with something, and I'll do it really quickly. Like I love words and turning them to acronyms real quick. But what I've learned over the years with what you're saying about giving people information and whatnot, you know who I call them?
what's that?
Judas. I'm like, come on, Judas. I love my Judases. I want anything to get out because I know you're gonna put it out there. You're gonna be behind the scenes, hyping me up, and then at the same time talking to the Levites and the all those people inside of wherever it is, just so they can look and see what I'm doing. But what I love about them is what I've given you can also alter before they even see it. So I'll call a person, and I don't care. I'll call a person Judas in a minute. Thank you, Judas. Thank you. Because if it wasn't for you, people wouldn't see where I am.
I don't know if you saw the show. I had another edition show, and I was talking about, I'm glad we're talking about mental health tonight. Is a lot of people are, there's people in the world that, are seeking soulmates and seeking a husband, seeking a wife, but they're also still hurt from the past relationships. And I was, I wanted to see if you agreed that I told them, I said that you need to heal yourself so you can be yourself again before you can even try to be with someone else. You know, it doesn't make sense to you to just continue to keep the cycle going, because you need to realize what might have happened, why that didn't work. You know, because all you're doing is putting yourself further and further back in a mental setback, because you're gonna eventually start questioning yourself, and it's not, and it probably won't even be you. It's just that you never took the opportunity to sit back and see what it was.
With that, I have to add, I like how you said that, but then to add this, and I make this statement to all my singles. There was a statement made quite some time ago, some years ago, and I even put that in my book. If I can't
Mm,
date me, then how do I expect somebody else to date me?
yeah, come on,
I always
yeah,
tell my singles, go date yourself.
yeah,
Find out what you like. I love the questionnaire I ask for the women and for the men. What's your favorite color? What's your favorite flower? What's your favorite destination place that you've never been to? All of these things before I can even get to get anybody in my life, I need to know me. Because if
yeah,
they're not going to give me what I need, because I say there's three different areas when it comes to a relationship. Do I desire you? And what do I desire? Do I need you? And what is it in this relationship that I'm needing? The want is just the caveat. Once you hit those type two, those two top ones, the desire and the need, everything else should fall in line. But a lot of times we don't know what we desire because we don't know who we are. We don't know what we need. We assume it because we see it on social media, we see it in other relationships, and that may not be what you need.
yeah,
That may
yeah,
not be what you need. I remember it was so funny, I have to say this. In my singleness, my cousin asked me a question. She asked me, she said, well, being that you met the guy that you wanted to be with, what would that look like? And I told her, I said, I want a country thug. She said, a what? She said, she said, I never heard of that before. I said, he would have to be a little country because I need him to cook. I need him to be able to get back there in the barbecue, set the pit on something, do the pit. I need the pit. I want to see him in the shorts and the shirt and then a little thuggish, not somebody that if I go out, I got to be concerned about my safety because you got so many enemies out here. But
Yeah,
somebody that if we go somewhere, I know for a fact without even walking in the room, when you walk in the room, I'm safe.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because I'm not going to put you in a position where you have to fight somebody. And I don't want to be put in a position where I have to fight somebody.
So now that you're a therapist or whatnot, what what is required for a peaceful safe haven for Martisha Sherman? Like, what do you do for peace?
So I am a person that attempts to do DIYs. I like the home designer channel, but for me, your safe space can be something as simple as what you're doing right now.
Yeah, yeah,
Getting
yeah,
inside your automobile just for a moment to take a deep breath.
yeah.
Listening to something, music. Right before I got on, I was listening to Donny Hathaway station. Sometimes I'm Donny Hathaway, sometimes I'm Jill Scott, sometimes it depends on the moment. But I make sure that I at least take 30 minutes a day for myself. At least 30 minutes. If it's driving somewhere, I love to just get up and jump in my truck and just drive and just go and just get there. And just I
Right.
like the highway, whether it's traffic or not. I just like the highway. But your safe space is what you create for you, where you can have that moment to reflect or to deflect or to really just let go of. Uh, I love going to the water. I don't swim, but I will drive where there's water and just sit there. But you got to make it worth. That's why I say it. Even if you're married, divorced, single, still date yourself because you need to know what it is that would allow you to have the freedom to be yourself and be have that quiet moment where you can tell your brain to turn off just for a second and
Yeah,
breathe.
that's very important. That's very important. How important do you think journalism is, journaling, for your mental health?
Journaling is good only if you're one that don't mind journaling. But now we have technology where you can do your voice recording. I do that sometimes. Sometimes if I come up with a thought, I'll do a voice recording. But journaling, it's essential. It's good. But if you're not one that wants to journal all the time and you think that you have to journal all the time, that's not always necessary. You can write a thought down one sentence and just don't leave it somewhere because journaling is almost like a diary. If you're not ready for somebody to find it, don't leave it anywhere.
Yeah, yeah, I definitely understand what you're saying. Uh, you know what, Miss Martisha, I knew that this was going to be an amazing show. I knew that this was going to be amazing. If you have any special things that I did see that you had something coming up, if you can go ahead and put that in the timeline as well as check the family members' comments that I have on here. I do see a lot of people that are asking questions about mental health. It is a topic that, like I said earlier, that people like to sweep up under the rug or don't want to accept or don't want to face.
Hmm.
If you have the floor now, if you want to put out the books that you have going on, anything else that you have going on, you have the floor now. I wanted to say thank you, thank you, thank you for putting your Saturday night to the side. And like I said, it's been a tremendous blessing to me personally because I'm still daily trying to deal with my mental. Um, And because of people like yourself and people that are in the field like yourself, I know that we're in a good place. We're in a good space.
Hmm.
Uh, but if you don't mind, go ahead and you have the floor now. You can put out any information you wish. And I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. Uh, I'm definitely going to do a part two because I do know that there's a lot of family members that, I mean, if you're willing,
Yeah.
I know a lot of family members that are facing mental mental challenges. You know,
Hmm.
maybe the next time I have you on, I want to go ahead and have a live panel where we can have the family members ask personal questions that you can answer. But again, I want to say thank you to you, and you have the floor now.
Well, thank you for having me again. I was excited. I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. Thank you. And I'm very timely. That's why I was like, wait a minute, let me get back on here. What's going on? Anybody that's watching, those who are listening, I'm on all social media platforms. If you're in the great state of Louisiana, in Florida, I do see clients in Louisiana and in Florida. In Louisiana for doing the Essence weekend, even though I'm not speaking at Essence, I am speaking in Louisiana on the 4th of July. It's called the Big Easy Retreat. I'm one of the panelists on there. Of course, I have some things coming up in March and in May. Just be on the lookout for it. You can always reach out to me if you have any questions. I don't mind, long as you don't turn it into a session. I don't mind because if you turn it into a session, I do take all major insurances. I do have, I do have packages if you want to be self-pay, but I don't mind because here it is again. I am for everybody, and I want to see everybody win. I may not be your therapist, but I am for everybody and seeing that their mental health is healthy.
Ma'am, Miss Martisha, I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. Like I said, please put your information in the timeline, and like I said, I will be keep getting in touch with you for a part two in regards to a panel, and you be blessed now. Also, if you want to share, this interview will be on Wednesday at 9 a.m. on the Block 105 FM radio station. So if you want to share that with your people, you can do that as well.
Okay, and when will it be on the block?
9 a.m. on Wednesday,
9
Pacific
a.m.
Standard,
on Wednesday. Is that
yeah,
what's what time frame? Central Standard?
Pacific Standard Time.
Pacific. See, that's why I was lost on the time.
It's okay. That's why I love this platform because we be having family moments. So I'm fine with it.
And you talking about Pacific? My is that what side? What coast is that?
I'm on California time.
Oh well, when I come to California in May, let's do a live one. I come to California every year for my daughter in California. So yeah, that'd be
Okay.
great.
I would definitely check my calendar, and if I'm available, we can do it. No
Uh,
problem.
Okay, okay. Well, to the family that's here, that's joining us live, like I said, you can find me on all social media platforms. Reach out to me, DM me, and I'll respond. I have no problem with answering questions.
Okay, no problem. All right. Thanks for your time, and you be blessed now.
You too.
All right.
Good night.
Good night. Man, family. What a great show. What a great show tonight here. Hey, listen, I want to give out a special shout out to Minister Anthony Gray. He goes by uh, Anthony the Sanguine Gray on Facebook. He blessed me with an indie song for my show, and I want to go ahead and bless you guys tonight. But again, thank you to Marticia Sherman for blessing me and blessing the family members. Tune in to the Block 105 FM on Wednesday at 9 a.m. If you didn't see the show tonight, you can listen to it on Wednesday at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on the Block FM 105 radio station. Uh, until next time, family.
Let's go. I've been losing my mind. More drunkenness. I'm a mess to y'all. What you thought? I'm a masterpiece. I'm the last of a dime. Read all this hardware and dime. About to bring the pressure to your neck and make it hard to breathe. Underrated lyric.
God bless.
Yep. Dead man been in the